I want to know why, like, why do we sit here and torture animals for the name of food? You know, like I don't understand to an extent like that behavior, right? Okay, and I know you're like, what do you mean, like, to what extent? I'm just saying, like, obviously the animal's gonna have to get killed, right, in order for you to eat it. So I imagine that's not gonna be very pleasant, right? But a lot of this other stuff just doesn't. It's really disgusting and sociopathic. Like if we saw like Edward down the street doing that type of stuff to an animal, it would be animal abuse and then some. Like he would be locked up and reported and probably on like three different lists. But if a factory does it because they have money, oh, for the name and the sake of food, we're going to put these poor animals that we usually force to be born some way, like we manipulate the circumstances to live in deplorable conditions. It's just not called for. And then people are like, oh, well, you have to have enough food and all this. Like, for years, how did we survive? Like, I'm trying to understand. Like, for years and years, people have had farms and they didn't have to sit here and have like some weird chainsaw massacre episode going on in order to do it. Like, it just doesn't seem called for. Like, and the fact that our government has paid farmers to not farm, which sometimes is like, if I'm correct, if I understand it correctly, it was like, um, what was it? Something to do with like they were paying them not to farm. I think it was something to do with like the prices, something to do with like money balance or something like that, or people weren't getting something. I can't remember it all the way, but the point is not that. The point is, like, I don't understand how you say, like, people are always trying to get over on farmers and stuff like that, and people that raise like livestock, right? You hear it a lot, like, oh, if the GMO seeds get on your property, you have to pay me. Like, we're letting big businesses push out our food supply and force them to like go into these weird contracts where they have to do stuff based off a company that could give one less fuck about a human life, and only color they care about is green. Like, that should be concerning. I don't want that greedy person to be over my food. Like, I don't think, the animals need to be like getting like pampered, like, but they should be living a life that doesn't seem like something that would put you on a list. That's not called for. And then for what? For us to just sit here and say, "Oh, I'm gonna throw this food away." Like the amount of food waste that we have. How do you justify this? Why not just get less animals? Just what you can maintain. Encourage more people to go into farming. Protect the farmers and the livestock people. It's already a hard job. It's a lot that goes on to it. It's very expensive and labor intensive. It's not a lot something that every and anybody can jump into. Um, so it's like, why? I don't understand. Like, because we all gotta eat. We all gotta eat. We all gotta live. So why wouldn't you want to take care of the people that take care of the one thing? Like, people walking around, well, rolling around here like gosh darn jelly rolls filled with nothing but like synthetic sugars, wondering, oh, what's wrong with me? And it's like, you can't just let people concerned about money be over the food supply. I'm gonna need someone who cares about the animals, cares about making sure they're eating how God intended them to eat, cares about how they're drinking, their water supply. Like, that stuff is like incredibly important, and I don't want someone who's only worried about the color green, like, over that. Like, and then it's like, it just, like I said, it seems uncalled for. You do all this stuff to torment an animal in the name of meeting a demand. What demand? It's going straight to the trash. Y'all don't even want to give it sometimes to homeless people and give it out to shelters and all this other stuff. A lot of times, like, I'll see mom and pop places do that, like when I had to like live in a shelter for a little bit, or when I would go there for like domestic abuse stuff. Like, you would see like small churches or like mom and pop places come drop off stuff for whoever was there. But it's like, But big name people, it's like, I don't care what anyone says, we've gotten too sue happy. But I also think it's because our judicial system in a lot of cases is trash and it doesn't punish people appropriately. So now it's gotten to the point where the only life changing thing you can get is money, because it's flagrantly in our faces how people with money don't care and they get to be the exception to the rule, right? But that's neither here nor there. I just feel like, I just don't understand why does my chicken need to be in a cage where it can't walk, where its body is falling apart? At this point, you're eating a zombie or you're eating a corpse. Or, like, why would you want to eat that? Why would you treat them like that? Why are you not being reported? Do I agree with everything PETA be doing and all this? All don't even touch the animals? No, I think you sound like a lunatic. Like, be so for real. Even animals eat other animals. What are you talking about? God made us a certain way. Can everyone eat animals? No. Does everyone have a taste for it? No. Everyone's different, and if we balance it out, it should work out pretty balanced. Some people will just prefer to eat their nuts and berries. Some people will prefer more plant-based protein. Some people may prefer, like, it'll balance itself out. Like, believe you me, nature will balance itself out. It doesn't need you out here trying to feed a hyena like soy lattes and stuff. Like, it's not called for. Quit trying to play God, like, and reform DNA and, like, just stop. Just, it's not called for. What is called for is humanity. Like, like, hey, let the chickens walk around, pluck, 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 eat their little whatevers, and collect their little eggs, and then when it's time to go, a quick, swift death, and then there. And yeah, I'm telling you, like, the amount of stuff we throw away, I would be curious to see, like, if we stop just throwing stuff away, right? I avidly believe in, like, a community grocery store. Whatever the main grocery stores don't want, instead of just trashing it, it goes, like, here into this community store where, like, homeless or animals or whatever else, right? Like, or it can go to a farm. Like, if it's just some vegetables that have gone bad, or like kind of at that point where the animals would eat it. Because when I grew up, we didn't just throw stuff away. If it was like food, you would just go like kind of like back of the house, like back enough, like, to where it wouldn't cause like pests or anything or causing issues, and then you let the animals have it. Even the Bible tells you that. Don't go over your farm twice, I believe. I think it says go over it once and leave the rest for the foreigners and the animals and stuff like that, and the something else, so that they can have food. It's more than enough in most cases. So I don't understand why it's like, okay, just sit there, stop throwing stuff away, give some stuff to the farm for feed, give the other like stuff that's okay, you just don't want money off of it, for free for like homeless or people in need, right? Like, I don't care, like, that should be fine. And then let's see, like, and if you're really worried, like, to make sure people like don't sue, just the same way they have all these terms and conditions, like, people should be able to have like a little card that you assume in the terms of conditions, the like responsibilities that go with getting stuff that the main grocery store like didn't want, right? Problem solved. Like, there you go. Unless it's like something like malpractice where, hey, no, this you need to be responsible for. But other than that, it's like, be so for real. Like, you do not need to be torturing animals. You don't need to be like, I don't understand it. So yeah, like, quit throwing stuff away, right? Actually make a system that works. And then when it goes to the animals, you can just raise less animals or give them more space. Quit buying up stuff that nobody can own anyway. Like, they don't let you own nothing. They just want you to be renting your whole life anyway. So just take a break. We have enough. Why don't we stop doing that too? Like, I'm telling you, you could fix a lot of stuff simply, right? Like, okay, let people actually own stuff. Ooh, let them pay what they pay. They did their time. They paid their money. They did their dues. Let them own their property. Quit renting stuff out. Let people actually work on ownership, so people can actually stay somewhere and stop having to go to all these places and you need to build more and more and more, because people want to have a home. They want to have something that they can somewhat own, even though you got that tax thing, blah blah blah. But which I don't agree with. Like, once you own it, you should own it. There shouldn't be all this, oh, you have to still pay this, or we'll take the house. No, that's neither here nor there. But, I just feel like, okay, stop wasting stuff in the grocery store, right? Make sure people can own their own stuff. That way you can increase farmland and stuff. It should be more advocated for people to learn how to farm and stuff. That should be something like taught in school. It should be mandatory. You know, I would even argue that everyone, like how they have jury duty, they should have like farm duty, so you can not be so detached from reality that you don't understand like the value of a life, whether it's an animal or not. Yeah, God gave you dominion, but dominion over like his creation, not for you to sit here and mutilate them and stuff like you're a psychopath in the name of, oh, I'm hungry and want a cheap cheeseburger. Like, so have them do farm duty so they can actually not be so detached that they can't understand how food work, how farming works, how they have to like treat the ground, treat the pests, treat the animals, everything. And just everything, so you cannot be detached. You can actually comprehend and not be crying about, oh, there's a bug on my, what do you think outside looks like they used to say when I was younger, like, go outside and touch the grass. Some of y'all need to go touch some grass. Like, yes, there's gonna be bugs. Wash your food. Just wash it. Cook it to the right temperature. You mad because you opened up an ear of corn and there was something crawling in there? What do you think is outside? Like another house? Like, I don't understand. So let them do that. Get them more farmland. Encourage more education. Oh, and quit this snob BS. Like, everyone should be a doctor or a lawyer. We would all be screwed. We would all be screwed. No, everyone just play the role that fits you best in society so it can all balance out. We don't need a world full of lawyers and doctors and people that are just trying to secure financial freedom because we've overdone capitalism. Like we've missed the plot. We should all work in our God-given gifts, our interests, and then it'll balance itself out. But that's neither here nor there. And yeah, then you just simply raise less animals or make sure what you have is appropriate to the, like, if you can't go in a building, like if a building has a maximum capacity for safety for humans, it should have something very similar for animals. And by no means should it be like their body parts are falling off. You've made them so fat they don't get to see the light of day sometimes. And we're not questioning that. We're not questioning why you think that's okay, so you can have a 99-cent chicken nugget. But if someone hits a dog in traffic, oh my gosh, that poor dog, are you. The hypocrisy for convenience is conspiracy level. Like, I understand we all gotta go sometime, and how we go, no one really knows. Some do, some don't. But it's just, and animals gotta go one way or the other. We're not here for forever. And it's just, but you ain't gotta do all that. You're not gonna convince me you gotta do all that. You don't. You're not gonna convince me that all that is called for a chicken nugget. Maybe we need less chicken nuggets. Like I said, there's got to be some stuff that you could very well put in place to ensure that these animals, farm grounds, everything else functions in a healthy way with respect to the creature that's going to lose his life for my life to go on. And also just, like, I can't even imagine, like, for the people that work there doing that stuff. I think one time I was supervising something, and I ran into a guy that I think he was the one that like actually did the killing of the chickens or something. The way he described it and what they have to see, you're not going to tell me that that doesn't do something to your mind. Like, just being a. Anyway, point being, like, I think that should be looked into. I don't think you have to just sit here and just be like, because you know what it becomes in my mind? It becomes a very dangerous slope for excusing very dangerous behavior for your convenience. You know what I mean? Like, it becomes a very dangerous slope in society. Like, if you will let a living thing that God put you over, like, to, take care of, to do right by, like, it's his creation, and you'll sit there and mutilate it for an extra dollar bill and convenience. You just can't convince me that you've lost the plot. It's not called for. It's just not called for. And then who gets to make that choice? Like, oh, it's completely okay to mutilate and do sick psychopathic stuff to these animals. Like, but then these animals get to be so who? So a social construct gets to determine the value of a life. Sounds pretty American to me.